But apparently, some people, particularly black social media, is upset that Reggie Bush, the football player, he referred to his son as Armenian instead of, I guess, referring to his son as black or perhaps biracial or black and Armenian. He just said his Armenian son. And this upset some people. And I have kind of like two points of views on this, and they're the opposite points of views. They're opposite of each other. So I'm going to go into my first one, and then afterwards I'll go into my second one. All right. On one hand, I can see where some people are coming from, where it's like, well, you know, you're black, so wouldn't you kind of refer to your children as black? Considering that based on the system that we're in, black people are sort of given that option when, racists mix with black to refer to their children as black, right? And I can, on one hand, I kind of get where some people are coming from, where it's like, hey, it seems like you're not really acknowledging the black side of your child, and you're black. So it may make some people give Reggie Bush the side eye, right? Because it's like, hey, hmm. And it may be like a red flag for other signs, like, okay, so how do you feel about blackness? Since, the mother of your child isn't black, you don't really refer to your child as black, and you don't really seem to associate, don't really have a history of associating with black women. So, I can understand some people like, oh, how do you feel about black people? On the other hand, though, it makes me think, okay, why does this upset us as the community so much? Not necessarily me, because I was like, oh, I just kind of was like, that's interesting. I didn't feel the need to drag him, interesting, a bit of a side eye, But why do we as a community, why did we react the way that we did when Reggie Bush referred to his son as Armenian, which technically his son does have a claim to, I guess, Armenianness because his mom's Armenian, right? I mean, on the flip side, if he referred to his child as black, would these same people be upset? Or would I'll put it like this: if he referred to his child that he had with this Armenian woman as strictly black, do you think the Armenian community would jump up and react like this, like black people did? Hmm. For some reason, I don't see that happening. And why? Why do you think that wouldn't happen? You know, and I think it's just because Armenian people are just in a position where they're just like, we can take it or leave it, or either we'll rather leave it, right? They don't feel the need to really just, you know, claim people who are reminiscent of them, I guess. They don't feel the need to claim any and everybody under the sun who has some adjacency to Armenianness. They don't feel that way. But why do we feel that way, though, as black people? Because it seems like that's where it's leaning towards. Like, we're just like, oh, we gotta claim this guy. And then on the other hand, it's like, there probably are some black people. I feel like these are the minority, though, or these people are in the minority, um, where some black people would be like, well, okay, it's like if he referred to his child as black, and this child is part black and part Armenian, then it's like, well, if you wanted a black child, why not have a child with someone who's black? If you want to refer to your child as black, and you're just like, no, my child is black, full stop. He just has an Armenian. If he was like that, then some people would have issues with that too, right? Um, because it's like some people, and I've done videos about this, calling this out, where some people want to date outside the community, but when it comes to their children, they want to give their children the black identity, even though the child doesn't have two black parents. So they want to date outside the community, but get all the benefits of someone who dated inside the community without having to deal with none of the downside of, you know, sticking it out and fighting for black love, that sort of, dealing with, that struggle that sometimes it can be. Yeah. And obviously, it looks like Reggie Bush has a type, and he looks like he's into Armenian women, right? I guess, I don't know if he dated Armenian women before Kim Kardashian, but if not, I guess Kim Kardashian, really, you know, introduced him to something that, he just couldn't go without. Like, she turned him out. Right?